Hey, what's up, guys? This is Carlos here from Team Brick. They're coming at you with a Cosmo artifact combo. This is kind of weird because we haven't profiled the deck, but the deck's still under testing. But I've seen a lot of comments online of people that like this deck, but they don't know how to play it. The only thing they know is Scythe, but like believe me, Scythe can only get you so far. There's also like little combos that you can do and little cute plays that you can do. Most of these things happen on your opponent's turn, which makes this deck really good because as we all know, while like if you're making plays while your opponent is making their plays, it's harder for them to counter them, right? Instead of like if you set up a board and then you pass and then their turn, then you just have to break your board. They have time to think and whatever. But this deck plays on your opponent's turn, which is a really good I guess you want to say technique of the deck or whatever. So let's get right into the first combo. Alright, so for the first combo we're gonna need 4 cards. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, depending on your ratios and whatever, but all these cards are 3 of. So depending on your ratios, you can play 3 Tinkin. Well, of course, you play 3s of this, sometimes 3 of this. For the most part, you play 2 of this, but for example, this is a blank card, so it does not matter. Like this combo can go further depending on this card, but we're just gonna ignore it for now. So we're gonna open with 4 cards, right? So in your turn, you do a really basic play that a lot of Cosmo players do. You just normal summon the Tinkin, activate the Kozmo Town. It is really important for you to activate the Kozmo Town. I know a lot of people, if they don't have a use for it, they don't like to activate it because it can get Cosmic Cyclone or other stuff. So, but it's really important. And then you set the 2 cards, right? Now, during your end phase, you're gonna pay 500 life points, and you're gonna search specifically these 3 cards. Of course, the Sleep Rider. Where's the other cards? The Dart Destroyer, of course, and the Forerunner. Now, the reason for this being is because the main point of this combo is to get to Sleep Rider. If you get a Destroyer, this combo is just going further. And worst case scenario, you can get Forerunner, and because of this card, this combo is still gonna be possible. So let's say best case scenario, you get Destroyer. Now it's up to you how you want to do this. Now you can either wait for other respawn as your opponent plays, and let's say for example, normal summon a monster or something. You can summon Destroyer, do that. Then in response to your Destroyer, or however you want to do it, again, it really depends. It's all about timing. Keep that in mind. You can activate the artifact ignition, targeting your Kozmo Town. And so your Kozmo Town is gonna search you a big ship because you can either, depending on what the blank card is. If it's not a big ship, you can search. If it's a big ship, you can search a pilot. If it's a pilot, you can search a big ship. This case scenario, we can either search Dark Eclipser, or we can search a Strawman. So either one of these is fine. For this case, we're gonna search the Eclipser. And we're gonna set, because of ignition, we're gonna either set the Scythe, most likely the Scythe, depending on the deck that you're playing against. Most likely it's gonna be the Scythe though. You're gonna set the Scythe, and you're gonna add this to your hand because of Kozmo Town. Now Kozmo Town goes to the graveyard, so does ignition. Now you can wait for your opponent to do another push, and when they go to another push, you activate the Cosmojo. Now Cosmojo is gonna destroy this, banishing 1 card your opponent controls, and just in case they still have cards in their hand or somehow they're gonna push, you can float this Destroyer into a Sleep Rider. Now the Sleep Rider on summon is gonna pop the Scythe, sending it to the graveyard, and it's gonna activate summoning. Now your opponent has can access the extra deck. So that was 3 disruptions in your opponent's turn. That's crazy. And you still have 1 card in hand. If you were to search instead of searching the Eclipser, if you search the Strawman, or you could next turn you could summon the Strawman, pay 5 to bring back the the destroyer, uh, and it's just insane. Like it really depends how you time this. All these combos, these combos are about timing, because you just don't want to throw your negations and disruptions like crazy, because you got to know what to hit. Because if you just throw your negations out there like nothing, then your opponent is just gonna bait them all out and still have a play after all. So that's for combo number 1. All right, so for combo number 2, again, it's 4 cards, and the reason for this being is because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but all these plays happen on your opponent's turn. But for the most part, on your turn, you're either gonna activate what's called Demise or Pot of Duality, just normal summon a Tin Can, just basic plays like that. This deck revolves around playing on your opponent's turn. So with these cards, what we're gonna do is the simple play on your turn. Set the Call of the Haunted and the Sanctum. Activate the Kozmo Town and normal summon the Tin Can. Now, for this, you're gonna need either a destroyer, of course, as always. You always reveal the destroyer, especially because you have the Call of Haunted. A Slip Rider, or just anything else, another level 5. You can reveal later if you want to. It's important for this to be a level 5 because it enables rank 5 plays next turn, right? Really, you don't want this in your hand, or you don't want to get this off, but you can't really control what your opponent gives you. So for example, if they give you Sleep Rider or Destroyer, you'll be fine because you can float the Destroyer into Slip. Or if they give you a Dark Lady, well, it's an extra negation. So let's say they give you the Sleep Rider, because we did the combo with the Destroyer last time. So this will go to graveyard, and you get this. Now, you wait for your opponent to do anything. If they activate a spell, whatever, you can tag this out to summon the Slip Rider, right? Pop, negate, all the good stuff, all the natural stuff that Cosmos do. And then you can activate Sanctum. Now, Sanctum is gonna summon whatever you want. Like if you, again, this is 4 cards, so you still have one more card in your hand that you don't know what it is. So depending on what that is, you can either summon Scythe, Moral Tag, or Beagle Tag. Like, it really does not matter. For the sake of this combo, which is gonna do Scythe. Summon Scythe. Now your opponent cannot go into the extra deck, and they're pretty much locked out for the turn. Now, if they still have like one more push, you can activate the Call of the Haunted, bring back the Destroyer, and pop something, or you can bring back the Dark Lady and negate something, destroy. Right now, next turn, let's say for example we brought back the Destroyer. For next turn, you are gonna overlay these 2 guys into what's his name, Pleiades. And so what Pleiades is gonna do, it's gonna detach. Let me play this right here. You're gonna summon this, and you're gonna detach the Scythe to bounce back the Call of the Haunted. Now, because the Call of the Haunted left the field, the Destroyer is gonna get destroyed, and then it's gonna float. Now, this you can go whichever route you want. You can go Tin Can or something else, but for the sake of having pilots and stuff like that, we're gonna go and float into Strawman. Now, Strawman is gonna bring back the Destroyer. You still haven't activated Kozmo Town, so you can activate Kozmo Town to bring this back. Normal summon, and now you have a Call of the Haunted to lock them down with Scythe next turn. Still have a bounce back with Pleiades, and still have a pilot. I have 2 pilots and a ship in hand. This is gonna float into something else, maybe another Slip Rider or something. I don't know, depending on the situation. And then you're gonna lock them out again. And then if like say for example this like kills them, then next turn you're gonna do the exact same thing again. Pleiades, bounce back the Call of the Haunted. The Scythe is gonna die. Reset it. Next turn, just go Call Haunted again and block them out again. Essentially, your opponent is not gonna be able to deal with Scythe, and so you're just gonna have so much advantage that they're not gonna be able to handle it. So your games are gonna last like 3, 4, maybe 5 turns if you get this lock going. It's really insane. Now for the last combo. All right, for the last combo, we're gonna do a 3-card combo. Now you're gonna have 2 blank cards again. So like I said, these 2 blank cards can help you make this combo even more nasty. But sometimes you don't open optimal, or maybe this can be a strike and a berry, and that's just overkill, right? But we're just gonna focus on these 3 cards. So for these 3 cards, like again, you're gonna do just basic Kozmo things. Normal summon Tinkin. Set 2, activate the effect of Tinker in the end phase. Now, you're gonna want something that floats. So you can either, basically gonna get the same thing: Destroyer, Slip Rider, and something that floats. The other ship that floats here is Forerunner. Now, if you play a lot of this, what's it called, artifact builds, don't play this guy. But if you do. If you play a Line Walker, you can either reveal Line Walker and keep the Destroyer in deck, so you can search it out later, but that's completely up to you. But for this, let's say that, we're going to play the ones that everybody plays. And so you reveal these 3. Now, it does not matter which one you get, but we already did a combo with Destroyer and Slip. Right now we're going to do it with a Forerunner. Now, let's say they give a Forerunner to the hand and they pass, right? Now, the card in hand, it does not matter, because what really matters are the set and the back row. So what's gonna happen is, of course on their standby phase or something, you're gonna tag this out and summon this. The reason why you do that in the standby phase is because this is not like Destroy a Sleep Rider. This does nothing on your opponent's turn, and so you just don't want to get eaten by I don't know, like a Kaiju or something. And if this gets eaten by a Kaiju, well then I don't know, you're out of luck. But you don't be stuck with a big ship in hand. That's the last thing you wanted to do. You rather have a banished Tinkin, because you can bring it back with a Cosmoton later on in the game. And anyways, now you have 2 set cards, right? Now you can wait and see what happens. But for example, if your opponent activates a Scale, a Fill Spell, I don't know, Brilliant Fusion or whatever, summons a monster, you don't want to let that go through, or you want to stop a play to summon an Exceed, you can activate Call on the Haunted. Now you're gonna activate Call on Haunted, and depending on the situation, you're either gonna bring Slip Rider back or Destroyer back. For the most part, it's most likely gonna be Destroyer. Let's say you bring Destroyer back. Now, you wait for your opponent to do something else, or attempt to do something else again, and what happens is, for the most part, even if you're gonna go for this combo, for the most part, you wanna bring back the Destroyer. And then you're gonna go Ignition. Now Ignition is gonna target the Call of the Haunted, and it's gonna set a Scythe. Now the Call of the Haunted is gonna get destroyed, and this goes to the graveyard along with the Slip Rider. And this is gonna get destroyed because Call of the Haunted was destroyed. Now this is gonna activate its effect, banish himself as cost, and if your opponent doesn't have a response, you just summon a Slip Rider. Now you summon Slip Rider will pop this, and this will trigger, go to a graveyard, special summon, and that's the lock. Again, now if your opponent cannot deal with this board because you already stopped one other plays with Destroyer, and you stop the other play with Scythe, now next turn you still have 2 cards in hand, so it really depends what they are. And so next turn you're gonna get 1,000. And let's say, for example, I don't know, your hand is just really bad, but their board is really weak, and so you clear other monsters and maybe make a Pleiades for their turn, or you can burn them for game with Volcasaurus, or you can go Volcasaurus, burn them, and then make a guy charge it on top of it and attack for piercing, and this directly. Like, there's a lot of combos you can go from here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. The deck profile for this deck is coming. I just wanted to get some basic combos out of the way. I know a lot of these combos seem like really common sense, but a lot of people just they get trigger happy. For example, if they see a Sanctum, they'll go straight for Scythe or something. Sometimes depending on what you have on field, it's better to go even for Beagle Tug because you can pop the Beagle tag, and pop the said artifact that you have in on the field, and you have a rank 5 play next turn, or the ignition. People don't really know what to pop. Most of the time, they just pop their opponent's stuff. But sometimes, like I show you here, sometimes better to pop your Kozmo Town, your Call of the Hunter, because it advances your game state. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, the deck profile for this deck is coming, and yeah, this is a really good deck. A lot of the decks right now can't deal with Scythe. Kaijus don't do anything to this because I mean they can Kaiju this, but okay, like that does nothing. The effect is still activated. This is the main problem though. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys there.